Hello, welcome to Invictus Motors for a review of the BMW 6 Series. This is one of my favorite shape of BMWs and probably one of my all-time favorite BMW. And the reason I will get into in a minute. But before I can discuss and talk about the crux of why one should consider buying a BMW 6 Series, I would like to take a moment for you guys to press that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and help us grow our community of enthusiasts for Porsches, for BMW, for Audis. So any support we can get, we'd really appreciate it. So press that subscribe button. Thank you. The thing that most impresses me about the 640D is what this engine is able to do. I'm not going to get into the performance figures because the most impressive thing about it is the economy that this produces. I mean, you're looking at a combined MPG of 42 miles per gallon and an extra urban MPG of about 60. I mean, it's phenomenal for a 3-litre diesel 6-cylinder engine to produce not just the kind of performance, but the economy. And that is credit to the BMW for being able to produce and build an engine to this specification. And to put it in perspective, the annual road tax, so the yearly road tax is £170. I mean, you know, it is absolutely out of this world. BHP wise, this produces 313 brake horsepower, 464 foot-pounds of torque. It is able to do 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds, and overall the top speed is 155 miles per hour. But it isn't just about the raw figures that we're going to be discussing. Let's just get into it and drive it, and we'll come back and do an exterior and interior specification. Let's find out what they're like to drive. Well, firstly, it makes a world of a difference being able to sit in a car that has a pan roof, so makes it extremely easy being in the cabin space because you've got plenty of lights for the cameras to record a phenomenal review. You've obviously got the keyless start system. Vehicle started. It's basically telling us that the battery on the key is a bit low. We've got about 24 miles of range, which should be plenty. Straight away from the get-go, what I would like to point out that it's got the heads-up display, which is an extremely nice thing to have because you're not constantly looking down at the speedometer, but as a matter of fact, you're looking at the road and you can actually see the speed displayed up there on the road. Now, in terms of what it's like to drive, I mean, automatically from the get-go, it's extremely easy to get into the vehicle, start the vehicle and start driving. So from a user-friendly point of view, extremely comfortable, extremely good to be inside it, to be in it. And overall, you know, it's a BMW, so you would expect good handling out of it. You need to stop using extremely well, the word. You know, when you're really impressed about a vehicle that sort of impressed you, this is the effect it has. You kind of get lost in this world of the impressiveness of a car. Over the past couple of years, we've had a few of this. I've personally owned a few of them, and the main reason to why I like buying them is aesthetically they are beautiful to look at. These are commonly known as the F12, so you can get them in the 5-door Gran Coupé version or the 2-door Coupé, and they share the platform and the chassis with the F10, which is commonly known as the BMW 5 Series. They were made between 2011 and 2018. This being on a 2015 plate, it's definitely, you know, well spec'd out, and you know, the later iteration of it. So it's nice to know that BMW have been making them for quite a few years, up until this being manufactured in 2015. What impresses me about the 640D, the 3-litre 6-cylinder engine, is the economy it is able to offer me, because I do a lot of mileage. This being able to do 45 miles per gallon combined and up to 60 miles per gallon on extra urban is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, this is the kind of economy you would expect of a Toyota Prius. But then you forget that it's a 3-litre 6-cylinder diesel engine here in this, and that the performance is, you know, phenomenal. I mean, right now the weather isn't suited to me being able to push this car to get a good growling sound out of it, should you want, but it's got the potential to do that. Overall, just the way they handle, the practicality that it offers in terms of a 2+2 layout, you know, it kind of fits the bill. So even if you are a family man and you've got a kid or 2 kids, I mean, this could easily be used for family use. The boot space is quite big. You know, there's a lot of boot space in the car at the back. But just from driving it now, for the purpose of the review, if you've got approximately, you know, 15 to 20,000 pounds to spend on a vehicle, do get a good example of it. And it's also phenomenal how well these have kept its value over the past, you know, 7 years, in terms of owning these cars and, you know, selling them as well. They haven't moved or depreciated in value a tiny bit. There's an extremely fantastic enthusiast following for this Facebook groups, and you could do a lot of mods such as spot the M6 side door mirrors, the side skirts, the front bumper, the rear bumper. You can get a much more exuberant sound out of the exhaust system. So there is a fantastic community, and the values of these have been extremely consistent, and well, I wouldn't say they've depreciated at all, not even a single pound. So credit to BMW for producing them, and they continue to produce them. And I'm in absolute love with the response that you get from how it drives. And then you've obviously got this button here, which is the up and the bottom button. So, and you can also switch on and off the traction control. But these 2 buttons here in the center is what you use to change the drive selector mode. So if I press the up button, you automatically get this screen here that says you're in the sports dynamic driving mode. So the feeling and the response that you get from the steering wheel changes, the suspension ride setup changes. And if I press it one more time, you know, I am the Sports Plus mode, so that's dynamic driving with limited driving stabilization, because traction control is off. Not sure if you can hear it sound. Sounds beautiful. We'll just drop it back down to comfort. And lastly, you've got the eco mode as well in this. The reason we have dropped it to comfort is because we are on fairly low fuel range, and it's never good driving a performance car on low fuel. So this is a lesson to remember. Do I recommend buying one of these? Absolutely. I mean, you could feel as if you're buying almost an investment piece. You know, it's not going to go massively up in value, but with a spec like this, yes, it could. I mean, who's to say it wouldn't? Because I haven't had a 640D with spec like this before. I mean, we're referring to the heads-up display, the sports seats, and just overall everything that this consists of, the soft closing doors, the pan roof. You know, we'll talk about the exterior spec in a minute when we stop. So this is just to cover the driving side of it. Do highly recommend it. You won't regret it at all. Exterior spec wise, it is in this beautiful black sapphire metallic. It's got the M Sport body kit all the way around, so that's from factory. This has got the M Sport package, so that's that front bumper redesign, this bit here, the M badging all the way around, the vents. It's got these lovely, beautiful 20-inch M double spoke 373 alloys. It's got front and rear parking sensor with a rear view camera. Spec-wise, this is nuts because you've got the side folding doors, it's got a pan roof, soft closing option. But let's just jump onto the inside to talk about the inside, because it doesn't stop with the craziness of how good the extra options are. Well, I'm absolutely in love with that pan roof. How can you not? And the M Sport specification that the 640D comes with, and it is an absolute must. You must have it with the M Sport specification. It comes with the sport heated seats, the M Sport multifunctional steering wheel. It's got the Steptronic gearbox, which is absolutely phenomenal. This has the electronically adjustable seats, also memory, the auto headlights, the LED fog lights, mobile Bluetooth connectivity, as well as DAB radio, navigation system. I mean, you name it, this has all the spec in the world crammed into this beautiful 640D. But at the end of the day, every BMW is individual. This is individual to the spec that this has, and you've got this lovely 2+2 layout. So I hope you've enjoyed so far what we've discussed. But this car currently is for sale at Invictus Motors, and in terms of the number of owners, it's got 3 owners since new, and the 3rd owner has owned it from February 2019. It's got a full BMW and a specialist service history, so pretty much it's ready to go out from our forecourt. Thank you, bye-bye.